How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So on today's video, we're gonna go ahead and take apart this fuel pump assembly and replace the filter. So now I'm only going to do a demonstration. I'm not actually replacing the filter on this one. But the question came up a couple of weeks ago on a Q&A of where modern day Honda filter locations were located for the fuel. So they are built into this assembly. Now you could get these separately. Now this is from an 18 Accord. This one did have contaminated fuel. So obviously I already have the unit out. All the cars are slightly different. That's why I didn't go ahead and do a video of me removing it because depending on your application, it's always going to be a different process. Now, the assembly themselves will look similar, but will have some differences as well. So obviously, if yours doesn't look exactly like this one, then you just have to address it slightly different. Now, this is one of the easier ones to remove. The Civic ones have couple more hoses attached to it, and are by far the worst ones to remove out of the vehicle when we're doing these recalls. But once again, this one did come out of an 18 Accord with contaminated fuel, so we went ahead and did it. The pump had failed, but for demonstration purposes, this is the perfect assembly to do this on. So you just need a couple tools here. Once this is out, you do need a special tool to remove the locking rings on all of them. There's about 3 or 4 different style locking rings, so it really depends again on what model you have. But for this one specifically, it is a 3-prong here and it has a metal locking ring, which we replace every time as well. So if you went ahead and purchase this, it would just be this top half. It would not include the fuel pump or anything like that, or the lever here or anything like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with this process, and we're gonna just take it apart and I'll assemble it back together, and you can guys go ahead and see if you want to, something that you wanted to go ahead and do yourself on your own. Obviously, take all the proper precautions. You are dealing with fuel, some pressure over here when you release it. And even I've let this dry for about a week now. Guarantee there's still going to be some fuel left in here. So just make sure you have all the proper precautions, catch all the fuel and stuff like that, safety goggles, and you are good to go. So we're just going to start taking this apart. I like to unhook the wires right over here. And then you have 2 clips right here. Push them in. One of them is out. Second one. And this one is out as well. Now you have another hook right up in here. Just hook that out of the way. And this. And if you guys can't recall, how the wires go or whatnot, just take pictures of everything before you actually start undoing this stuff, or record yourself and refer back to it. So to remove this now, just press this right here. And this is your float. So this is what tells your gauge how much fuel is left in the tank. So you want to be super cautious that you don't damage this. Don't drop it on this or anything. You don't want to damage it and cause yourself some unwanted expenses. So moving on here, sometimes we have 1, sometimes we will have 2. In this case, we just have 1. And the kit should come with a new clip here. So needle nose, grab it. Sometimes these do go flying, but this is what it looks like. And it should come with a new one anyways in there. So now this is basically loose. Also notice where the spring goes. So on this case, it'll go in this slot here. On the other side, it is covered, so this is the side that it goes on. Now we have these retaining clips here. These plastic clips. Just lift up the tabs. 2 and 3. And now this will be under some tension, and you could just go ahead and pull up on it. And there we go. Like I said, there's some fuel in here. So now we do have the strainer here, but this is not the main filter. This is on the fuel pump itself. So we also have an O-ring in here. Replace this every time. And I like to put the O-ring back on here, lubricate this, and it'll slide back in there nice and neat. So now it is time to take apart this fuel pump. All right, so I adjusted my camera just a little bit here to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see. And again, you have these locking tabs here. 1, 2, and 3. Now this is where some fuel is going to come out of, and not too much, but oftentimes it'll be more. Now also pay attention to this collar here, and you have another O-ring down in there that you're going to want to take out and remove. Now this one here, you could probably use a pick to get that one out, and then you would put a new one on here. Oftentimes it also comes with that collar as well. So you can see the color of this strainer here, or filter. But again, this one was contaminated, and you can see some green stuff. Almost looked like this car had some Gatorade or something in there. Hey guys, so I took the liberty of dremeling the filter portion of it apart. Now I do finish this video and I assemble it back together. I actually did that before cutting into it, obviously, so I could put it back together. But anyways, so I wanted to go ahead and showcase that the filter is actually in here. So this is the upper half of the fuel pump housing assembly. So I cut this out here. I cut it through the top here with my Dremel as well. And now we're just going to simply slide this out here. And you can see here we have a paper style filter. So yes, the filter does exist. Yes, the filter is here. Yes, you can see it's discolored. This is supposed to be like a whitish color. But again, this one did have contaminated fuel. Now, I will say when I do the fuel pump recalls on these, a lot of times the fuel stuck in this upper section comes out dirty. So is it absolutely necessary to change this? I'm not sure. Would it be a horrible idea? Let's say at around 100,000 miles, probably not a horrible idea either. Is it worth the efforts? I mean, who knows? But again, just wanted to showcase this, that there is a filter in here for anybody that was in actual doubt. All right, so this is our assembly here. Now we're going to pretend that you have this brand new one here. And again, your O-ring in here. This is your fuel pressure regulator. And then you're going to have your O-ring here and your locking collar in this orientation. You're going to feed the wire through just like so. Sometimes I like to take it out, straighten it out. All right, nice and straight here. And there you go, poke through. Now you're going to have to align the O-ring section there. You're going to listen for a nice click here. And I like to play with it a little bit like that, and just like that. So shouldn't hesitate too much. Should be some hesitation, but you should not have to strain yourself too much. Now, O-ring in here, once again, and you can see the color that was some of that fuel in there. And you're going to align this tab here with that nipple down in there. Again, spring here. You're going to have to put this one in here. All right. And again, we're going to be listening for a click once all 3 of your tabs here are lined up. Just like that. So not a big deal. I'm going to take your clip here. Feed this through. And you heard that click. So now we start feeding our wires through. I like to not cross them. And it only goes in one way. You cannot mix these up. So that's that. Lock that back into place. Now we're going to run these through. I actually like to put these smaller ones in first. And then these bigger ones will hold it in place. Get these back out. And run them through the top there. So top clip there, and plug that in. And red one first, and then the black one. And at this point, I like to give it a good, make sure everything's moving nice and smoothly. It should spring back up on you, and you'd be good to go at this point in the car. Put it all back together, and just when you put everything back together, just make sure nothing's leaking and things of that nature. Also, when you assemble this back together, and it'll come with a new O-ring and a new locking ring, just make sure that there's no debris that falls in the tank and there's no debris on that O-ring. If you happen to catch some debris in there, there's a good possibility that you're going to cause yourself an evap coat. So hopefully that was instructive and informative for everyone. If you wanted to go ahead and change this, you could go ahead and do it with confidence. For the people that didn't know that there was a filter in here, there is actually a filter, and it is changeable like we are seeing here. So if you wanted to go ahead and do it. And now I don't think you should go ahead and change it at any certain time. If you wanted to go ahead and do it maybe at 100K and all your other maintenance was up to date, that'd be great. I've seen these go 2, 3, 400,000 miles without having to be changed. Now, if your car has 200,000 miles, it may be a good idea just to change the whole thing as a whole, but overall it should be okay. Now, if something was contaminated, that would probably be a good reason to go ahead and change this upper section of it. But again, you may want to consider changing the fuel pump as well. But a lot of people didn't know there was actually a filter in here, and it actually existed. So again, I just wanted to showcase this video to show you guys that there is actually a filter in here. Honda didn't just completely eliminate it as a whole. And back in the days, they used to be in line, but now Honda decided to put them in here, just clean up everything underneath the engine bay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch everyone on the next one.